Good afternoon, class. This is a recorded video lecture for the third topic in philosophy, which is the human person as an embodied spirit. So this will just be very quick because some of this already were discussed during our face-to-face class. So so this was actually the activity I asked you to perform last time, wherein I asked you to imagine that you are the one who will be tasked to discuss the human nature or the humans of the earth to an alien. How would you describe it? Which I noticed that most of you revolve the discussion or um your description more of the physical features of human, no? Meron yung mga answer doon that we are the humans of earth. We have two hands, we have brain that we have 2 feet we used to walk, things like that. So yeah. So I also discussed to you that some of the terminologies that we are going to encounter when we talk about or we discuss about human person, which is which are man, no? Mandao is the general term commonly used to refer to the entire human race. So another term related to man will be humankind, mankind, or humanity. So the next term is actually human. Ito naman, yung human, it refers to man as species. Species natin is what we call the Homo sapiens or the modern human beings. So itong term na to, this is used to distinguish man from other animals. Third term will be human, the person. So when we talk about person, this refers to human being granted recognition of certain rights, protection, responsibilities, and dignity. Personhood, ito yung term na ginagamit natin to refer to the state of being a person. And lastly, the last term is the human nature. When we talk about human nature, ito yung characteristics that distinguish humans from all other creatures. Ano-anong characteristics ito? We have the thinking, feeling, and acting. So I even gave you a performance task wherein we're going to compose a song with an existing tune using the lecture notes as lyrics. So this starters to rubrics, content 5 points, creativity 5 points, and harmony for 5 points, a total of 15 points. So for this performance task number 3, just like what we had during the debate activity, you will have 2 sets of grade, one for the individual group, and the second one will be for the group performance score, or the individual grade and the group grade. So what is the human person? I think we're able to discuss this already when we talk about the human person. Sabi dito, the living is an essential feature of being human. It cannot be defining feature that sets us apart and makes us a human person. Hindi ibig sabihin that you are a living creature, pwede ka na i-consider as human. Kasi meron pa rin tayong ibang features that sets us apart from other creatures. Ano kaya yung mga ano-ano kaya yung mga characteristics na meron tayo na wala yung ibang creatures? That goes to the 4 traits that define a person. So ano-ano ba tong mga traits na meron ang isang tao na wala yung ibang creature? Number 1, we have the self-awareness. Now, when we talk about self-awareness, this is the awareness of oneself as an active participant in reality. A person is aware not only of his or her surroundings or reality, but also himself or herself as participant in this reality, wherein it talks about you being able to recognize that you are really existing, that you are alive, let's say, that you are here and you are present and you are living at this very moment. So awareness of the self also allows us to experience interiority. When we talk about interiority, this is actually the ability to examine your own thoughts. Ibig sabihin, ito yung kaya mong mag-imagine ng isang bagay or daydreaming is a classical example to daydreaming wherein kaya mong mag-imagine ng mga bagay na kahit wala siya sa harap mo, you're able to act it out in your brain. Ibig sabihin, kaya mong mag-imagine ng mga bagay-bagay na kahit wala siya sa harapan mo. So the next trait that makes us a human person is the self-determination. So that self-determination refers to the awareness of one's actions and the notion that oneself is the source of an action. So when we talk about self-determination, dalawang bagay ang focus nito. It talks about the person's free will and the awareness of consequences. So when we talk about person's free will, it is the capability to act willfully and controls one's action. And when we talk about awareness of consequences, it is the recognition that every action will have results or effects. So in short, ang isang tao ay nagiging tao because we have self-determination. Meron tayong free will at aware tayo sa mga consequences ng bawat action na ginagawa natin. Now, when we talk about free will and consequences, we are also talking about another element of human person, which is the morality. So morality is the goodness or badness of an act. Now, the next trait will be the externality. Externality is about the capability to reach out and interact with others and the world. So, kaya tayo doon nagiging tao, or another trait that makes us a human person is because we have the capacity to interact with other people. Like example, yung ibang creature, or let's say halaman, wala naman silang ganyang capacity, or even animals. No? Yung dog, kaya nilang, although they interact with people, but they do not have the capacity to reach out, no? And, communicate with other creatures in the world. Next one will be dignity. So this will be the last trait, no? I think the most important trait for me, which is it is about the innate right to be valued and respected. So dapat daw yung mga tao, no? Dapat parati tayong meron tayo nito, the dignity, no? Kasi parang pag wala na tayong dignity, we no longer care about how we are being valued by other people, or how we value ourselves, or how we respect ourselves. Parang in a sense na we are losing our personhood. Kasi parang wala na tayong pinagkaiba sa ibang creatures. Kasi even creatures, like animals, they don't really care about their dignity. They don't care how other people will respect them, or their image to other animals, let's say. But human person, dapat we care about this because dignity is what makes us a human person. Pag wala tayong dignidad, parang mahirap na rin tayong i-consider as human person. So the next one will be about what is in our human nature that enables us to become person. So ito yung hindi pa natin na-discuss. So ano nga ba yung ano nga bang meron sa atin that enables us to become a person? No? Ang una, sabi nila, the initial view was that the person is a purely physical being defined by his or her body and what his or her body experiences. Like for example, kung ikaw ba yung matangkad, meron ka bang brown eyes, or meron ka bang curly hair or straight hair, something like that. But para sa mga philosophers, no, iba yung paniniwala nila. They believe that a person cannot be simply be reduced to his or her physical body. Ibig sabihin, kasi para sa kanila, what if daw yung isang tao ay na aksidente, and then because of that accident, naputulan siya ng paa. Kung putol na ba yung paa niya, does that mean that a part of her identity is already lost? Or pag ang isang tao ba ay pinanganak na bulag or pinanganak na bingi, hindi ba siya pwedeng i-consider na person dahil wala siyang sense to validate, kulang siya ng senses to validate reality? Or if you try to imagine, bawat tao, we have the capacity to experience happiness or meron tayong mga characteristics, like example, being friendly, being cheerful. These are actually characteristics that are already part of us. No? Bahagi na siya ng ating pagkatao. But these characteristics are not actually of use. Di mo naman pwedeng sabihin at one glance, ang isang tao ay friendly or at one glance, ang isang tao ay cheerful. But you can only validate this only through our action. So, ano nga ba meron ang ang human nature that enables us to become a person? So the unseen part daw, or the unseen aspect of the human person along with the body, meron daw tayong unseen aspect of a human person along with the body, and we call this as spirit. No? Now the question is, how are the body and the spirit related? So para sa mga philosopher, they consider the human person as defined by the union of the body and the spirit. Ang tawag dyan is the human person is an embodied spirit. So when we talk about embodied spirit, it means that human body and spirit are not just united, but also integrated. Kung anong nakaka-affect, they cannot be separated. Whatever affects the spirit also affects the human body. I mean, whatever affects the human body also affects the human spirit. And this embodied spirit, this allows us to experience both worlds. Ano ibig sabihin nun? Dahil daw meron tayong embodied spirit, we are able to experience the physical world and the spiritual world. Now, embodiment enables us to do and experience all the things that makes us human person. This embodiment, kasi kung wala do tayong embodied spirit, or kung meron tayo body lang, wala tayong spirit, we are unable to experience yung mga bagay na nagiging nagpapakatao sa atin. Like for example, love. No? Have you ever been in love? Or meron ba kayong kilala na in love na? Or have you ever read a movie or read a book or watch a movie that talks about love? By the way, when we talk about love, parati ang nakikita natin is heart, because sabi nila, when someone is in love, yung heart daw parang bumibilis yung tibok. But for scientists, sabi naman nila, yung love daw is about a value function that has something to do with your brain. No? So iba-ibang perspective. But for philosophers, sabi nila, being in love is not just a value function. Para sa mga philosopher, it is not just a brain and heart, but with entire being. Ano ibig sabihin nito? Hindi lang daw kasali si brain at si body, but also our spirit. We love using our brain. What they believe is that when we love with our entire being. So kasali ang spirit sa prosesong ito, no? So another is, they say that our experience is also a product of embodiment. Ano ba ang embodiment? It is the union of human body and our spirit. So for example daw, lahat to ng experiences natin ay product ni brain na sinasabi kay body kung ano yung paano magre-react, and then si body ang magbibigay ng klase ng emotion na i-feel natin during that moment. So with all this coming together, we have our different experiences. Now, embodiment also allows him or her to form an intimate relationship with those outside him or her world. And this unique relationship defines us as human. If you notice, no, pag nakikita nyo yung magjowa, pag bago pa lang sila, no, they do not need to talk a lot of words. Bakit kaya? Because yung embodiment nila, the union of their body and their spirit, no, even through holding hands, naiintindihan nila ang isa't isa. So let's say, yung both of their embodiment or both of their spirit, no, is already talking to each other. Kaya hindi na nila masyadong kailangan pa magsalita or mag-communicate using a lot of words. Or if have you ever experienced like isang beses ba na meron kang iniidolong isang tao, tapos yung tao na yan, bigla ka na lang, let's say, bigla ka ding, bigla ka lang, bigla lang nag-praise sa'yo or sinabihan ka, uy, ikaw, magaling ka din pala, ganyan, no? You will really have a different kind of feeling because it's no longer just about, it's no longer just your body and your brain. No? Your spirit is already included on that kind of experience. No? So you feel so much happiness. So that is the explanation of this embodiment. Sinasabi nila that embodiment allows us to experience an intimate relationship with those outside us or aside from ourselves. And ito ding embodiment, this is a relationship that defines us as humans. So lastly, how does human nature enable me to explore limits? Siyempre, as human, meron tayong mga limits. Like example, we cannot fly. Although ibang creatures, they can fly. But human beings, we do not have the capacity to fly. Or we only have limited strength. Hindi kagaya ng mga strengths ng ibang hayop. And another justification that meron tayong limit is that we get tired. We get tired and we get hungry. We get hungry. These are the things that reminds us that kahit gaano tayo, even though we are considered to be the highest form of animal creature, napapagod din tayo or nagugutom din tayo. But dahil meron na tayong advantage among the other creatures, example, we have a very innovative intelligence. We can create something, like example, kahit hindi tayo nakakalipad, we were able to create or to create airplanes, no? We were able to create other things na supposed to be limits natin. Like because of airplanes, we were able to fly already. We can go to different places around the world in just a matter of hours, or kahit hindi tayo nakakapaghinga sa tubig, sa ilalim ng tubig, because we are not fish. But we were able to create this scuba equipment. This scuba equipment gives us the capacity to breathe underwater. No? Kung gusto natin mag-swimming, yung mga swimmer dyan, no? Because of this scuba equipment, pwede na kahit nandun ka sa ilalim ng dagat, nakakahinga ka pa rin. So, these are actually the manifestations that we were able to defeat our limits. Ibig sabihin na natawid natin yung mga bagay na limitations natin. No? And the ability to surpass these limits is called transcendence. No? So when we talk about surpassing limits, ang ibig sabihin niyan ay transcendence. And it is also one important trait that distinguishes the human person from other beings in existence. Now, what is the essence of why we are discussing transcendence? Because the essence of transcendence is to acknowledge our limitations. These are the things, no? The very reason why we are studying this is for us to be reminded na bilang tao, meron tayong mga limits, no? Meron tayong mga hangganan, merong mga bagay na hindi natin kayang gawin, or may mga bagay na mahirap para sa atin. And identifying possibilities for development. When we acknowledge our limits, when we acknowledge our weaknesses, we are able to change ourselves for the better. This gives us the avenue or the chance para mas maging mabuting tao, or we are able to identify ways paano natin ma-defeat itong mga limitations or itong mga bagay na um, na supposed to be hindi natin kayang gawin. Like example, no? It is example like kung ang isang tao ay, let's say, walang merong eating disorder, no? Hindi niya kayang kontrolin yung pagkain niya. Hindi niya kayang kontrolin yung ilang beses siya kumain, gaano karami siya kumain. That is identifying your limitation, acknowledging your limitation. Now, when you admit that and you go to the doctor and admit that, you are now open for possibilities for development. And so, with the help of the doctor, you're able to change yourselves for the better. So that's the very reason or the essence why we are studying or why we are discussing transcendence in this class. So I think that's pretty much it for our third lesson in human philosophy. I hope you learned something. So I will be discussing the next lesson, I guess, face to face for the fourth last quarter. So expect a quiz for this topic. And if you have any questions regarding or clarification on this lesson, just comment it down below, or you can just send it to post it in our Facebook group or send it through personal message so we can entertain those questions. So I hope everyone is staying safe right now and hope to see you soon. Ingat kayo.